Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Tammy from Acclaimed.
I'm also Kevin from Acclaimed Heating, Cooling, and Furnace Cleaning.
Yes, and we meet for our weekly Facebook Live. And today, the question that we're going to be tackling, Kevin, you're going to tackle, is water softeners.
Okay.
Okay. So ready from a letter that says hard water blues.
All right.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Dear Kevin, we recently moved to Edmonton from Saskatchewan about 6 months ago. We've noticed that the water is much harder in Edmonton than it was in Saskatchewan, and it's driving us crazy. Do you have any advice as to how we can get our water softened? Signed, Hard Water Blues.
Hard Water Blues. All right, sounds good. So the history of Edmonton is that historically we haven't had a lot of water softeners here because the city used to do a really good job of purifying our water better, and they actually softened it. Okay. And that stopped around 10 years ago. They gradually phased that out. So the water hardness now is much, much harder, but we don't have the habit and culture in Edmonton going back a long ways to use water softeners. Okay. And people that have not had them, it's like anything else, they don't realize how beneficial they are and how much greater it feels, the money savings they can get and stuff like that. Okay. So you can absolutely do something about your hard water here and put in a water softener. Okay. And many different varieties, the cost has come way down, not just in the softener, but in the cost to run the unit. So they use a type of salt. It's like a big granular salt, okay, which is part of the process of doing that. And that's the one thing that costs on an ongoing basis. And so that's about $6 a bag. And you find this funny.
I do find this a little bit funny.
But basically you buy those at Home Depot or anywhere.
Because I'm visualizing those big bags of salt going down in our basement.
Yeah, you're visualizing me carry them down and sometimes spill them.
Yes, yeah. Yes, exactly. And they're almost, how many kilograms or pounds are those
I think
bags?
20 kilograms.
So you get a bit of a workout.
You get a bit of a workout. And I'll use our household as the worst case scenario, family of 8, lots of teenagers. You can't get a lot more water usage than that. Especially
when people like to sit in the shower and use it as a meditation time, apparently.
Well, or sleep in the shower.
Yes,
one of the two.
Yeah.
And we would basically put one full bag in every 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. And most people are only putting a bag in every 3 to 6 months. So the cost is really low. Okay. You have some water that is wasted because it back flushes to kind of clean itself out. But again, that's very, very low now compared to the old ones. So there's very little cost, and the cost savings are huge. Like it's really true. A lot of people hear that they're going to save money because their appliances will last longer, all this kind of stuff. It's all true because you don't get the hard minerals plugging things up and sticking to things. Right. And like in our house is a good example. We have first-hand experience with it. We didn't have one for years. So you'd have all that white film that would build up on the shower door.
Yeah, that's one of the places that I noticed the biggest differences is the water sitting there, which would normally calcify. You can see the watermarks. Yeah. You don't see that at all in the shower anymore because of the soft water.
Yeah, like you literally don't see it. And it would build up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, can I just mention one thing on that is that one of the things I was concerned about when we got the water softener was whether or not we would taste the salt. I'm pretty sensitive to taste and smell. Right. So I was concerned that now every water in the house would have this salt water. Right. And there is, for me, I can taste it in the water. Right. If I were to taste it. Okay. But we did something, so you partitioned off some of the water.
Right. For softening. So, the way that it's installed, and it's generally always something that we would be able to do, is we take the kitchen sink, and we don't have that softened water running through the kitchen sink or the ice maker or the ice or the water dispenser in fridges. Okay. And everybody's different, right? Like the amount of salt that you taste in the water with your enhanced superhero taste buds are very, very minimal. I don't even taste it at all.
Most people wouldn't taste it? Okay.
No, it tastes different because it's soft and it's completely. So that's not really a huge issue for a lot of people, and isolating that, people generally don't find it inconvenient to not have their bathroom water drinkable and stuff like that. So in our house, it's not been a problem, I don't think, having it just the kitchen sink and that water thing. Yeah.
Now, can a water softener go into any type of home in terms of if it's an older home, newer home? Can it?
It can absolutely go into any home at all. The only sacrifice that you might have to make if you've got a finished ceiling with absolutely no way of accessing the kitchen sink and the water dispenser, then you may not be able to take that off. The other thing I forgot to mention is that we do not want softened water going outside. So you don't want that being wasted in watering your plants and all that kind of stuff out there.
Right.
So we also don't put that on the system. That's another thing that we don't take off. So that's how they work.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's really good feedback. And in terms of installation time, you can be installed in how long? A day?
You know what, anywhere between half a day and a day.
Okay.
Like everything our company does, always a different solution for a different house.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is a good solution for hard water blues. They can get a water softener and take care of that. And it's really, one of the things just to kind of follow up on is noticing the difference of the water sitting in the showers and just the water, like the film of like the hard water that's left over is incredibly different.
Yeah.
It saves on all that stuff.
And one of the most common things that we hear when we install one, especially people that are born and raised here that have never had a water softener, they put one in, and all of a sudden their hair will actually feel greasy.
I'd say, or lighter?
Or lighter, yeah. Because, you know, they think that their hair is greasy because they're so used to there being minerals stuck to their hair. Okay. So their hair is not soft and it's more staticky because of the minerals in the water that are clinging to your hair. Okay. So it doesn't add any kind of, you know, different stuff. You use less soap and your hair absolutely, and your skin too, feels a lot softer because you don't have those little grating little minerals.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so got a question from Kelly Petchuk. How much room do you usually need to have to put one in? We don't know. Don't think we have enough room. Kelly, what do you think, Kevin?
You know what? The unit that we install like all the time. We never install anything else because it's so good. It's only about maybe 16 inches wide by 20 inches deep, and it's only 4 feet high. It's incredibly easy to fill up because it's so short. Yes. They work just amazing. We've had ours for about 10 years now, not a single problem. We've had maybe 2, you know, maintenance issues with the many we've installed. They're just super. So
to follow up on what Kelly's question is, where does it sit closest to? Like ours is closest to pretty close to the furnace.
Yeah, they can go anywhere.
Like anywhere in the basement?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. Okay, there you go, Kelly. I think we can get a water softener in your house. All right, so the next comment to make is that the contest for the $100 Cactus Club is now closed. Because now that's the end of June, or that was the May one, and we'll announce the winner next week. That was from St.Gregory's Landscaping, and I think that's it. The only thing I'm going to also mention is if anybody has any questions about that you would like Kelly had the question today. If you have anything throughout the week that you think, I wonder about this, send us a question of a Dear Keven letter. You can send it to office@acclaimedfurnace.com. And you don't need to be clever with any sign of, we will keep your name, we'll put you in incognito form. We'll come up with something clever so we don't need to know. There's no such thing as a bad question, but we'll put it in there so if you've got a question, other people probably also have that question. And it doesn't matter that we may have answered it a month ago. If you've got a question, don't take a moment to wonder about it. Don't Google it. Just send us a question on the Dear Keven letter to the office email, and we will tackle that question next week or the week after.
Yeah. You would have been a great teacher. If you've got a question, lots of other people have the question, but they're too afraid to ask. So make sure that you go ahead and ask that question. And you know what? You just said they can send it in and be anonymous. Yes. But if you would like to be on camera doing the Facebook Live and asking a question, we'd love that. Let us know. Like
we got Adam Sweeney here that's in the background. Obviously, I think he would have been the monkey in the classroom who would have been, he's doing this here, trying to make me look at him. And yes, but if you've ever met Adam Sweeney, you will know that he is awesome.
He is a spectacular guy.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have him ask the question one time.
Maybe we will.
There we go.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. And have Folk Fest lineup came out this week.
Yes, it did.
So the ticket sales will go on tomorrow morning. If you want to do that, you can line up. You'll see myself there probably. And we'll get some Folk Fest tickets coming out. And that'll be awesome. And have a great weekend.
All right. Bye, everybody.